sports person.
Yeah.
Because my all-time favorite footballer is Vicente Rodriguez Guillen, former Valencia player. Used to wear number 40.
Okay, yeah. I posted pictures of him, all those
I think I've
retros
seen
then.
him.
Yes.
And he's the reason why the number 14 is special. It's not Thierry Henry.
Hey, Thierry Henry. Hello and welcome back to another sports episode on Better Sports Podcast. I remain your host, Amara. And as always, I've got Ife in the studio with me.
Yeah.
Hi, runaway Man United fan.
I'm not run away. I'm not more a Man United fan.
You're no more
Yeah.
a Man United fan. Is it that easy to just
Ah.
separate yourself from
Come
something
on.
you've loved for a while?
When you are the one serving the breakfast, I think it's quite easy.
Look, at some point, you're like, it's enough.
Yeah, you don't
don't
do.
do.
You don't do.
Okay. Well, like our name implies, Better Sports Podcast. We bring you better things, including better people. I've got interesting guests in the studio and also quite an interesting topic we'll talk about today. I've known him for a while on social media. Yes. And I used to tease him that he doesn't look like his age, especially with the way he dishes out things on social media. His football knowledge or sports knowledge is very, very, very vast. Talking about
Cerebrone.
I had to post because we know you as Cerebrone on Twitter,
Yeah.
but your full name, if you care to give us,
Still Cerebrone.
Still Cerebrone. You're going
Siri?
to unknown.
No, I'm still. Well, people have seen my actual name, but I hope they don't remember because I'm scared. So
Why?
Scared of
People-
what?
people after my life.
Really?
I
People
think
you
if
troll
I
and banter.
Yes. So I have to keep that my government name in check.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us in the studio today. We have a whole lot of things. So many topics I have to choose from because someone like you are. If I pick this one now, you sabi. Anyone who I touch now, you get idea about them. But I'll start from our own home front, local scene, talking about sports generally in Nigeria. And I'm sure you like football, basketball. You followed Super Eagles for a very long time. But first of all, talk about sports in Nigeria and its growth so far.
Yeah.
I want to know how you yourself, first of all, fell in love with a particular thing called sports.
Well, I think it was always just there. My brother always was like a football person. Was a football crazy person. You know, at the time, he just used me as goalkeeper.
I understand. I think I've been in those situations.
As the elder brother, right?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
like,
I understand.
hey, Junior, stay there.
Just say so I kind of got used to the football very fast.
Yes.
Next thing I was keeping for my streets. I
Wow.
was like the smallest in it. I still remember it vividly. Everyone wonders. Like,
Ukbo, Casillas.
I remember I was 2 years old and I can remember stuff from like 2 years old. It is crazy, but
Wow. I think few people can.
For my street and they were always just blasting shot on my head, and then my brother would come and pat my back and say, "Don't worry."
Wait, don't
try
worry.
it." So,
Just
catch-
that
you catch
party,
the next
that
one.
party
Yeah.
actually was
It was a
quite
lot.
enjoyable
Yeah.
fun, yeah?
It made me feel good, and I just kept at it. So whenever someone wants to argue with me over like goalkeeping, I'm like, I started as a goalkeeper. Like, you understand?
It's
Even though
true.
I was 3-4 years old. But
Yeah.
Well, I also played as a goalkeeper
Uh-huh.
when I was in university.
university, I
Yeah.
serious? Okay.
Secondary school, I know Sabi into that.
Well, that's how
you
it
get passion.
started. And he too, goalkeeper.
No,
Tough, he
I
probably
actually started from the
Nigerians-
defender.
a defender.
Defender.
And Nigeria Super Eagles are looking for currently number one now. We don't have Uzoho, you know.
You know what? If he
You
goes
guys,
if he
your
goes in
future.
goal, if he goes in goal, me I'll go for the defense.
Really? Look at you guys. Well, that's how you started. But then how did you develop, like, from that early stage, playing as a goalkeeper for your brother,
Yeah.
and then into
Like-
what it is today?
Well, I think I just became obsessed with football. I was very obsessed from really early, and it always helps when you have like an older brother that is just feeding you information about everything. My brother was an Arsenal fan, but loved Man U, like some Man U players.
Okay.
Like loved schools so much, and all those people. So one way or the other, and he loved Cantona. It was crazy
Wow.
about Cantona, so it would always just be.
Of
An
course,
Arsenal
you,
fan.
you have to love
Yeah.
Cantona and the
Yeah,
flair.
Arsenal
Do
fan,
you understand the aura that man is
Cantona
oozing?
a lot. I mean, at that time there was rivalry, obviously, but
Yeah, with Man U and
football
Arsenal.
generally, people just used to appreciate great players.
Definitely.
Like it's not like now that you just refuse to like somebody because person is a rival player, even though you know that this person is good.
Good,
You refuse to accept.
exactly.
That
You're just there
time,
for the
I hate
banter.
all those kind of arguments.
Yeah,
Like it's
because-
sometimes I
yeah.
just decide to leave it because it's not worth it.
it's not worth it because everyone's just dishonest, But back then, like everyone was it's just like you play against Zidane, you know that Zidane is good.
Yeah, I not say look at the way he played. This
Yeah.
can never make it.
Just admit it that okay, this guy was great. That's why you had things like Ronaldo coming to Old Trafford,
Okay.
and getting
Standing
Yeah,
ovation.
stand ovation.
stuff like that.
Like
Ronaldo
Ronaldinho
went
too.
to
Yeah, has been
Liga.
about.
So those things, there was still that feeling of respect for rival players, even if you're not your players. But these days, my player is the best. Those kind of things.
Well,
don't
no,
care.
but I think it just basically has to be online because I remember, I think last season or 2 seasons back where Luka Modric got a stand ovation when he was leaving the stadium. So I think
What team was he
people-
playing against them?
I think the Champions League.
okay.
Yes, he got a stand ovation
Oh,
when he was leaving the
Barcelona
stadium.
fans, give me.
I doubt that. I doubt that. Nah,
It's
they will not.
ambitious.
Well, away from that one now. But then, of all clubs in the world, there is a rivalry, like you said, Manchester United, Arsenal. Your brother is an Arsenal fan. He likes Man United players. Chelsea was there. Maybe Man City was not really doing well at that time. Chelsea probably wasn't doing well
Yeah,
at that
Chelsea,
time.
it was just
Yes, there's
Nigerians.
AC Milan, then there's Ajax, who are lots
Even
of Nigerian
Liverpool.
players.
Yeah.
And of all these club sides, it's Valencia you went to choose.
Well, at the time, too, Valencia was actually good, so there's that. But
Yeah.
my first team I actually liked was Juventus. And it was
No.
because of Del Piero. Del Piero was
Oh.
my second.
Alassane. Yeah.
Yeah, it was my second football idol. My first was Amokachi, actually.
Wow.
Dandebo.
I was crazy about that Amokachi. Like it was everything to me. And then I loved Del Piero. My brother preferred Totti, so he was always looking at me like I didn't know ball.
Someone
Obviously.
that
Totti
taught
too was
you.
Yeah.
Someone that brought
Totti
you
too
into
was
the
a good
box.
option,
Eh?
though.
Yeah, it
Because-
was, but I love Totti, then Baggio, and all that. So he was looking at me like Del Piero is not all that, man. What's all this? But of course, it was Del Piero, it was Juventus. I really liked Juventus. I want to say time period, but I'm not going to say it because
If you say it now, you just guess. Kick.
No, he's trying to like
I know,
no.
he does not want to go deep.
His face looks like someone that is 16, 17, 18
Because I
years
am.
old.
Eh?
You are what? It's 16, 19 years. Forever
Viewers
19.
discretion.
You're always 18. No, viewers, exactly. But then he's always hiding the fact. Like his knowledge about football and sports in general will make you assume that this guy should be around.
When I was 2 years old, so like, imagine I was born 2004. I remember things from like 2006, and you now
So you remember the World Cup?
No, wait.
Brazil
He,
and
no,
France.
his second favorite player is the Peru, and for me to understand, he has watched this person play, but he's 19. Okay.
What about
Huh?
Dandebo? So it means you were watching the 1994, all those things.
It's funny enough that on social media, there was one of his tweets that said that people that watched Super Eagles of those days, they enjoyed. And in my mind, I'm like, and this guy says 19 years old. What kind of lie is this?
YouTube.
YouTube care. YouTube can give you. YouTube gives you comparison of
just a
the
little
good
bit,
things,
exactly.
the good team players had. It's just now that you're going to see failed compilations of
yeah.
players, but then it's always the good stuff about.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
So like, I was in love with Juventus. Like I just because of Del Piero, I liked Juventus. I had a soft spot for Juventus, but I became a Valencia fan. Unfortunately, I have to say the year now. Because I've already said it everywhere. Anyway, 2001. I became
Okay.
a Valencia fan. I actually watched the game to see Kanu because I also like really loved Kanu, and it was Arsenal versus Valencia. Champions League quarterfinal.
Once upon a time.
Yeah, the game ended 2-1 to Arsenal. Valencia scored
But
first.
wait. When last Valencia go to the Champions League now?
It was
When last?
2019.
2019.
That was
Wow.
2019, 2020. When Ilicic scored 4 goals.
And you're on online bashing my Manchester
Atalanta.
United.
I think I remember that.
Atalanta, yeah.
And you're online bashing my club.
Well,
2019 where your
Bash-
club
bash us back.
smelt Champions League. That's goosebump of Anthem. Hasn't
I
really.
think this is the thing that used to get people a lot because I'll bash your club and you can't do anything to me because you bash my club. Me, I'm the one that is leading the bashing, so
Imagine.
it's not going to get to
You
me.
can't shame the shameless, I mean.
Like,
I
know I'm
guess.
trash, so.
Really? Okay. Well, more before we go to very, they say before cook you eat what do you call it, Gary and soup. Probably take like
That's
one
it.
or two appetizers. Now, someone like this guy is very, very evasive with questions. Now, if you ask him the Messi, Ronaldo, common, famous
No, you can ask me.
discussions,
I've
he will always
Okay.
evade
about
it.
It's
Now,
just
but
that I
then
don't
on a
know.
personal level, now,
Yeah.
generally, just getting to know who Cerebrone is aside the name on social media now. Which sports do you? I know we look about football definitely, but then which sports do you enjoy watching on TV? Like you can sit down on TV for longest hours and watch a
And
particular
watch.
sport. Yes.
I like basketball though. It's just that I was basketball broke my heart at some point. So I
Oh.
left it for a long time.
Why?
It
Which
was-
team? Which team? Let me know the team. Let
Who
me
broke
jot
your
it.
heart?
Let me jot it down.
Who,
ASAP.
no, who
Which
broke
team?
your? Who get mine
Who is the team?
to
NBA
break your heart?
or
Yeah.
Nigeria? NBA.
NBA. It was Richard Horry that broke my heart.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I was a Detroit Pistons. I'm still a Detroit Pistons fan. I know that was like the worst team in the NBA. But at the
You
time,
always. What is it?
why?
It's always
Like,
choosing
I
like
expected you to say okay.
Lakers.
probably
Okay,
Lakers,
Milwaukee.
No,
whatever.
no. Even if you say Milwaukee, you get to understand that okay, it's recently that Milwaukee just started
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
form for due to
I'm-
Giannis.
once I like a
guys.
team, that's it though. Like I'm not changing, right?
It's not like,
Detroit-
it's
Sorry,
not like
sorry,
this guy, Sha.
I wanted to ask, are you married? So you know.
Someone is
Because
19 years.
I'm a man.
He's 19 years. He's not married.
No,
19
so if
years.
you know,
Well-
so your wife, I will just tell your wife that your wife, you don't love you without to, no
You know
side
that
chicken.
they say you can't leave your football club, you can't leave your barber, but you can leave your wife.
This one
Who
is
says
about,
that?
This one,
I'm
this
not
one,
saying that
this
came
one is
out-
about
Who
to
says-
leave
That's how
his
divorce
football
exists
club.
now, but you can't do that.
Oh,
Like with your barber.
that's true.
No, but that's the truth because I mean, like
And that's
like,
true.
when
wow.
you
Thinking
left
about it again,
under
that's really true.
Sir Alex Ferguson now, when we left today and then got into the Moyes era, Vanguard, at some point I was like, I'm done with this club, done and dusted.
they always
And
do
then
that.
like, even though I don't watch the game,
You
I always
still
go back
go
and go
online
and check.
And check. Yeah.
There's just this, I don't know. Like I said, of all things to go into,
Yeah.
football, like as a woman, should probably be fashion. Now, if say this one just do rubbish, I just cancel. But football is very easy. It's not easy to
Yeah.
just let go of. Okay, this club is not doing well. I
leaving.
left
Just
you.
doesn't
And
work
people that have two club sides they support, like you say, I'm a Man U fan and I am a maybe Madrid fan. I can't do that kind of thing.
Shoot me.
I probably have
Just shoot
I
me.
can
No.
have a soft spot.
exactly,
soft
but I
spot.
can't give that same. How
Soft
can you
spot,
love
soft
two women
spot.
at the same time? It's not possible now. Well, you said football. Now,
Yeah.
have you watched any game? Because no Nigerians. Yeah, the island, they have Mobolaji Johnson Arena where Sporting Lagos are playing.
Yeah.
Have you watched any live game? Yes, like you know, with
Football?
your brother. Any sports, basketball,
at any
football,
stadium?
tennis, whatever.
Yeah. I've watched Sporting Lagos themselves. I've seen like 4 Sporting Lagos matches.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I've
At-
been
at-
there,
at the
like,
stadium?
4 times. Yeah.
Wow.
And I've seen a lot of grassroots football because I worked for Social Liga at some
Okay.
point. I was involved in like setting up the league, like organizing the league. I was doing something related to content and everything for Social Liga, so I was like very, very involved with like dealing with the team. So I was
Yeah.
present,
Yes.
like, and I also played Social Liga.
Mm.
I coached in Social Liga, and then I did that as well, administrative stuff. So yeah, I've seen a lot of grassroots
I know
football.
aside, people don't really know, aside watching football and talking football, you're also a writer because I've seen
Yeah.
articles you've written for
Yeah.
not just Nigerian media houses,
Yeah.
media
Yeah.
houses, but then outside the country.
I
Probably give us
I
one or
scrolled
two
online,
skills so
I
that I can
checked
make
it.
money.
okay.
'Cause
Storytelling, that's it.
Storytelling.
Yes, that's the tip I always give. Like if you want to write, think of it in terms of a story and tell a story. So look for an angle. That's I'm not talking as an expert.
Oh, okay.
I think
Just
it's
for an
good to
angle
learn
to
this
come.
stuff.
Just look for an angle to
But-
come from, and
Yeah, and like my favorite writer for a long time, in fact, the person I look up to is Sid Lowe. And Sid Lowe always had that thing. He used to have this column back then. I think it was Guardian or something. I can't remember anymore. But whenever Sid should write, you just know that you are going to get engrossed in the story because he's going to find something. If there's a fan in the crowd,
Okay.
he's going to use that fan to tell the story of the game.
And you also continue reading and not stop.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so other people might just do an analysis of the game, like, oh, Man U beat Fulham 2-0,
Yeah.
all of that. This person scored. Silo will look for one. It will start from like maybe the jersey was red or something,
Yeah.
and spin a story, and then start talking about different things that happened in the
In the
arena, and
match.
then drive it towards. So I kind of learned from that, and I'm a storyteller normally. I've written stuff,
That you don't wish to
Everything's
disclose.
autobiographies.
Mm.
And like, if you see on my profile, you see.
I saw that. I saw that.
So
Yes.
I write stories, short stories, prose generally, and all of that. So I'm used to telling stories. And I found out that when I was younger, I realized when I was younger that I, I knew how to tell a story to be so engrossing and make something seem more important than it
Yeah.
might be, you know. And so
And you
I
just
realized
tell everybody, shut up. Hey, he's saying something.
yeah.
That
Everybody will
moment in
like,
time where you're telling story and then someone wants to make noise and want to go outside like, hey, get up on here, Joe, move, he's talking. And like silence everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, like you already said already, you've already mentioned that you played as a goalkeeper while you're growing
Yeah.
up, and then you had this moment where your brother was always patting you at the back, and
Yeah,
then
but I left goalkeeping now.
but then aside that now, yeah,
what was your proudest moment?
moments, yes, while growing up.
Like,
But I'm sure
In
goalkeeping
playing football.
sports, yes, goalkeeper.
Okay, I'd say it was when I played this competition in my school, and
Still a goalkeeper, right?
no,
Oh.
you
I
don't,
left
you don't
goalkeeping very
evolve.
fast.
You don't
Ah.
evolve.
I left goalkeeping very fast. Once I turned like 5 or 6, I was playing and I was really good. If I do say so myself, everybody's always like, I'm always talking about my prime, but I hope they are watching this.
Where
and
was
they
your
tell
prime?
them.
Where was your prime?
My prime was in secondary school.
Imagine.
Playing as a
could
midfielder?
have- I could have been a Ballon d'Or winner.
Hey.
I played left back, left wing, CM, as a 10, as a 9.
What's your favorite foot?
I'm pedal.
I'll see you
I'll
now.
tell you the story
James
about how I
Mueller.
started. Because I was originally right-footed. But then, and it even links back to this thing I'm talking about. There was this competition that we had
Yes.
in my school. So I was in, it was this inter sports competition, yeah? So my team was Honesty House. I went to VGS, Victory Grammar School, Ikeja. You might not know it. Okay.
I don't know I'm like
No,
this.
no,
I don't know I'm like this.
So we had this competition, and my only goal in that competition was to enter the school magazine.
No.
If you score a goal, your
You
name
put
will
in the
enter
magazine.
Yeah, they'll say, oh,
This
2
person,
goals,
this
1 goal.
person.
That's all I wanted, right? So we played this knockout game. I had this opportunity. The ball fell to me, and I just saw the flashing lights, and my name's going to be in the papers, and I
Just play it
and I
away.
scattered my leg.
Ah.
Oh.
I kicked sand, and I got injured. So like I still have this scar on my leg. It was very very small scar, but that injury lasted like 8 months. So but I needed to score. So my team got through. I played a penalty. We did penalty shootouts. I scored my penalty, and then we got to the final. Now for the final, it was like 4 days away. I was injured on my right foot, and I wanted to play that final. So I started to
With
train my
the left foot.
so
Are
that
you
I must
kidding
play,
me?
Yeah.
See you now, Pep
like-
Guardiola.
On top one.
Yeah, I started to train my left foot, and my story is kind of similar to a player I used to love, David Villa. He's ambipedal as well.
Yeah.
He had an injury on his right when he was 4 years old, and his father used to throw the ball to him on his left foot, and that's how he learned to use his left. So for me too, I kind of learned like that. And in that final, I just wanted to score a goal. I knew we were going to lose because the other team, they were like 10 times better than us.
But then you wanted to
Yes,
go
I know I don't have
badly.
monster mentality or whatever. Thank you. But I knew we were going to lose. They were so.
But you wanted to go
I just wanted to
badly.
score.
Of course.
And in the first half, I scored. Like
Wow.
the ball just fell to me, and I just shot and I scored. And
With the left
I
foot?
ran off. Yeah, and I ran off, and everybody thought I was excited to equalize.
No. I was excited to score.
I beside this, and in the second half, I don't know what possessed me, but that game I had 2 goals and 2 assists.
What?
Wow.
We lost 5-4.
How can you?
This is what I'm talking about. All my efforts. This is my prime we're talking about, man.
No wonder.
I scored 2 goals, had 2 assists. In fact, one of the assists, everywhere just scattered because I got the ball on the left, and there was this guy coming, and I dribbled him with my left. And that one came, I dribbled him, I was on the touchline. And then
Trust
I
Nigerian crowd now.
They
Hey!
lost stand
back
up.
for someone, the person scored, and everybody
Wow.
left the goal scorer.
And
And
get
came
to
to
meet
celebrate
you.
you.
My
Wow.
school father then, he was one that gave me a nickname, Mario.
Wow.
He said I was very tiny and I used to walk like Mario. I used to walk very fast. So I was like, Super Mario, Super Mario. So he was like, oh my God, Mario, Mario. And then everybody came and he was leading
Mario,
everybody
Mario.
to carry me and all of that. It was really like
Wow.
awesome. And then 2 days later, my friend just came to call me from class, like, come and see. And I went to the board and I saw MVP. And I saw my name. I was
Wow.
like, what? I just wanted
You
to score
didn't
a
just
goal,
get what you
but
wanted. You
Yeah.
I
got
got so
more
much
than
more. I
you
was really
wanted.
proud. I
Wow.
think that's probably my proudest moment
Oh, okay.
playing
Well,
football. Yeah, that's not the only MVP award I got in my prime, by the way. Wow.
So it's the way you keep mentioning your prime, your prime. I
Prime
think
was
he's a
special.
19-year-old in
I
his
was
prime.
special.
Okay.
at that
Okay.
particular
I can
time,
still go back. Oh.
where
Just-
maybe they gave you granite on that particular day as far MVP. You know, now I see some funny pictures.
actually,
Most valuable player, you see bag of rice, wine.
So
Have
Africa,
you
Nigerian
have
African leagues.
something,
African
yeah.
leagues are very funny.
must have
Some
seen
very weird.
those very very well. Now talking about giving players things after doing well,
Yeah.
do you think there's too much money in sport? Like,
Too much?
yeah.
Well, it depends on what you're talking about. Are we talking globally?
No,
Or in
like
Nigeria? 'Cause
right
Nigeria is not
now.
enough money. Not
No, like
really.
I'm like going by how
No.
much like likes of Messi, Ronaldo,
okay.
and yes.
Now look at their kind of amount. He has like now let me go to Amara's club. Brandon Williams, when he first made it, his
Yeah.
first season, like that money, I'm looking at it that this one,
Yeah, it's not
people
any-
where they work like many years, Alejandro Garnacho,
Yeah.
the money that he's receiving currently is small, but for somebody who
General
hasn't,
context,
like
yeah.
when Lionel Messi was his
That
age, Baba just collect the fact that you're even playing with Ronaldinho is a lot.
A lot, yeah.
You're getting that exposure, getting those trainings and all, but the money was not that. So
Not much.
don't you feel that there's enough money? There's a lot of
A
money
lot
in
of
sport.
money. Well, sport business is big business, to be honest, and we have to look at it also in terms of inflation, in terms of the way the world has changed. In the 90s, when we had world record transfers,
Yeah,
it was not. Danielson was 21 million pounds.
Yeah.
to Arsenal.
Now 21 million pounds doesn't even get you. Of
Nothing.
course, a lot has happened.
What can
Game has
21 million
exploded.
pounds get you now? Who like in
Probably
What even,
For
what,
Valencia.
what even in
Valencia's
Ligo?
best player.
What even in Ligo itself?
Valencia's best player. We used to sell everybody very cheap. That's one of the problems of Valencia. But anyway, so things have changed, and
Yes.
we have to recognize that like a lot has changed, and there's a lot more to lose also for all
clubs? Yeah,
Nobody wants to lose their prized assets. And when you see like that thing that Michael Richards said about when Man City came and they wanted to give him
Exactly.
Money.
Yeah.
it was because he was homegrown, and they wanted to just sign big, expensive players, but they needed that homegrown quota.
yeah, part of
So
their
players like Michael
players.
Richards who were actually good, it was like gold. Like, let's just give this guy anything,
Everything.
just so that we have.
And he
I used to do
fumbled.
that
And he
thing on
fumbled
FM.
it.
He fumbled the bag, And
But again, looking at the amounts they pay, then as a footballer, you leave your house in the morning, you go to train because
yeah, they
you
actually
stress
working.
your body more than we normal
And
human
they're taking
beings do.
risks. And
Yes.
to be honest, if they get injured now, and that injury is like something that alters their careers, or they can't play football anymore, then
And most of them are just known for. I sound like Buffon. What's his name? Iniesta.
yeah.
Refusing to retire because I feel these players are actually just.
They are
You see
grieving.
that owing?
They are grieving.
You see that owing? No, this
They are
guy.
owing the
He said it's owing mafia.
You can't
I-
convince
But-
me
remember.
it's always
No,
mafia.
but seriously, but I think probably for me, I think apart from the joke of he owing the mafia and if he's in debt, I think so many footballers have nothing else to fall back on aside football or sports generally.
But then that's why they have to think a bit long term, because there are courses for
Coach,
footballers.
either
Be a
coaches,
coach, can be
can even go
you
into
can even do
studies.
other things. You
But
can go
not
to-
all
Exactly.
great players make great coaches.
yeah, but you can also go to school. and learn
Kellini
something to school.
Kellini has
Yes.
certificates now.
Valencia's,
business. A lot of people have.
Guillermo is 22, 23, 2023 soon. He's he's 23 now. Sorry, Guillermo is going to school while playing football. Like he goes to, and he's like big nerd.
Yeah.
Goes to school. He's trying to get a degree. There are other players too that have
Like
done
the
that.
Akanjis. No,
Yeah.
so many players
A lot of
actually
people.
have
Even if school
masters.
is not
Yeah.
your thing, you can hire people
To
can run
help you,
companies, can
exactly.
do a lot.
Invest. You can invest.
Something like Cristiano Ronaldo.
Ronaldo is doing investments, getting.
hotels. A lot.
A lot of players are doing a lot, like post
With
retirement.
the money.
Like they are doing a lot. But if you are someone that's earned so much through your career, and you can't think of what to do after you're done with football, if you love football so much, you remain within the structure. Maybe go and own a club or an academy.
Okay.
Hire people to be running it and come and be watching the players that you're trying to move or build or develop, it's still something. At least that one doesn't require too much book.
Yeah.
And you're still like within the sport.
The sports field,
And you can
yes.
even get opportunity to have
Okay, so-
free time to
Yeah.
learn.
So last
other
now, you
stuffs.
mean Buffon is actually in the mafia and sure. That's what it means, because it can't be just
That is
you know.
not normal.
But then last question before we go to the serious segments now.
Yeah.
You mentioned you like Daniel Makachi. You also like Piero. Who is your the greatest sports person ever for you?
Sports person.
Yes, mustn't be have to be football. Just someone that that this person, when it comes to sporting wise,
Either
he
a
is the number
runner,
one.
Maybe Usain
For you.
Bolt.
That one is hard though. Sports person.
Yeah.
Because my all-time favorite footballer is Vicente Rodriguez Guillen, former Valencia player. Used to wear number 40.
Okay. Yeah. I posted pictures of him. All those
I think I've
retros.
seen him.
Then yes.
And he's the reason why the number 14 is special. It's not Thierry Henry.
Hey, Thierry Henry. Okay,
Yeah,
he's going to side you. By the time you want
No,
to shake, I
Henry's
can't
a-
remember what's his name. I'm the owner of is it Naira Bet? Alabi,
Yeah.
Man United fan, still lamenting how Thierry Henry
Thierry.
ignored him. So you get the same treatment
but
very soon.
I think that my favorite sportsman full time is probably Maradona.
Mm.
Because Maradona used to move me. I didn't watch him real time, please.
No. He had to give a disclaimer.
He-
Disclaimer is coming in.
He dropped.
Leave him. Don't
Just
worry.
cut it again.
Don't worry.
Well, I
He
didn't watch him
just
in
dropped
his
small.
prime. But Maradona had this.
He said in his prime.
In
Okay.
his prime now.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, and this prime.
Because I know he was still playing as an old man.
Yeah.
In different clubs. But like Maradona had this thing that just, so I was still kind of connected to the Maradona era like now, if Messi should retire now, people who come maybe like in 4 years, they
They can still
tap
feel
into
a
that-
little bit.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
a little
exactly.
bit.
that far removed. Yeah. So like Maradona had that thing. Like there was just something about him. I mean, I think I rate Pele higher than Maradona. I think Pele was incredible, and for what he did for the sport, for
Yeah.
everything that he was, and for even giving us black people, that feeling,
You say.
that representation.
Yes, you can be
You can be
black
a
and
superstar,
yes, and can be in that
especially in that
position.
I
Yes.
think Pele is so
He revolutionized football.
yeah, the first real superstar of football. But Maradona, for me, I think maybe it was the craziness of the guy. The guy was crazy.
He was not just crazy about football. He was
Oh,
also
he was just
crazy. Like
crazy.
there's this
Life in general.
bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, in general. And there was something daring about him that used to really inspire me. Like, it was so daring, so, I don't know, just something. And even when he played, like the energy and all of that.
There's this aura
used to
that,
move
that
me.
moves teams.
So I think Maradona always was like my
Well,
favorite.
People
Must
Must have shared it here when you heard of his death.
I was
You're touched.
affected for like a week.
Looking
Like, I just- my
at
Instagram
those
was just
videos, I know.
Maradona.
Be
I
like,
was playing Ninyola's Maradona.
Ah, okay.
that one is not
Well,
tribute.
well.
That one is not
Yeah,
tribute
it's
song.
like-
That one is different.
How's the enjoyment,
That
though?
was different Maradona.
Well,
Maradona number one, but I mean, I love Usain Bolt. I love Johan Blake. I'm an
Johan Blake.
athletics person. Johan Blake, Usain Bolt,
Choma Ajunwa.
Shelley, Fraser Price,
Yeah.
Majunwa.
Miriam Nyali. Yeah. Choma Ajunwa. I wasn't really connected to her like that. so
Uh.
much, but Miriam Nyali was like the person that I was.
You enjoyed.
Yeah. Then Anne Chejine.
Okay.
Like yeah.
Super Falcons.
Yeah, Anne Chejine and Ifeanyi Chejine. She's late now, unfortunately. But Ifeanyi Chejine was like my favorite player
Wow.
in that Falcons team of that time. Of course, JJ Okocha, Mokachi, all those guys. LeBron, I don't joke, LeBron.
Wow.
Like, apart from Detroit
Kobe.
Pistons,
Mm-hmm.
LeBron is like
Kobe,
that guy.
Kobe Bryant, not.
Kobe Bryant is there, but
Ah!
Allen Iverson. was the
You
first basketball-
just hurt me. Kobe was there.
No, he was like.
No,
he's on the
he
list.
was there on the list, yeah?
He's on the list, but
He's on the
people
top. On the top.
I was more attached
Connected to
Allen
attached
Iverson
to.
was the first basketballer that really moved me, and that was because it was relatively short.
Yeah.
Like, he's
And he
tall,
could do
though.
stuffs.
He's tall in real life, like he's 6 feet or something.
He
but
shot to
at
the
time,
basketball
he was
world.
really short, and I was short. So like that representation. Honestly, I used to get bullied for being short and everything. So it felt.
You're not
really
alone.
good.
I
Brief
was-
people, brief people.
Not
I
really
understand. Brief people.
It felt really good seeing someone like that, like dominate and just had this style. Those kind of people used to like get me. So like Allen Iverson was the first. It took a lot, and then after Allen Iverson was Billups of Detroit Pistons.
Oh,
And I
okay.
was in love with Detroit Pistons, But it took a lot for LeBron to because LeBron knocked out the Pistons and LeBron was
dominating.
I just said, nah, I like this guy. I haven't lied anymore.
But if you can't beat them, you join them, right?
No, but anytime there's a LeBron team playing,
You definitely
with them.
watch.
no
No,
matter
I love
who
them.
he's playing against,
Well,
I'm LeBron.
well, yeah. Speaking of Jojo Kochari, I can remember recently, only last 2 months, where he was trending on social media for
Yeah,
saying
for
that he would rather sit at home and watch Premier League game than go
go
to
to
any
the
station,
stadium.
any stadium to watch live Nigerian leagues. Now, going down to our home side now, Nigeria, I know you've watched lots of, like you said, in those
Yeah.
era, the Super Eagles and all that. Football-wise, you saw the Tigress won the Afro-Basket. We've seen the Tiger has gone on to beat USA, the big USA, twice. You've seen Toby Amusan moments. You know, we have had, at least in recent years, we have some good moments
Good
here in
Nigerian
South
moments.
Nigeria.
Yeah.
There. But then looking at sports generally, from that era and now, will you say Nigerian sports has been progressing, been stagnant, or been regressing?
You know the answer, right?
No, I'm asking from your own mouth.
I think it has regressed a lot. And I mean, I can point to a million things, right? There was a time the FA Cup in Nigeria was a huge deal. I used to watch it on TV.
Wow. I watch
FA
clips.
Cup.
Leave him. See, you know when to catch a rat.
No, because
You put trap.
The way he said it, because I know I used to
That's
mention
why
it
I
on the
said.
podcast that
That's why I said
I watch videos of this on YouTube and all that. You see, you hear
on
this?
TV.
That long
No, I
ago.
No
understand.
problem. When Bender Insurance were those dominant forces then.
Dolphins. I
Yes.
really liked Dolphins. Kelechi Osunwa that time. Endurance Daho.
Okay.
Late Endurance Daho. FA Cup in Nigeria was a huge deal. Like the place would be filled to the brim for an FA Cup final.
Wild.
Like it was crazy. And that was even as recently as the mid 2000s. It was still happening. Like we still had crowds. It was still a big deal.
Yeah.
You know, and not just that. Also, even like Shell Cup of the time with the secondary school kids, it was a huge deal. It was like a huge event. And when I think about things like that, think about what the Super Eagles was or were, and how we used to be emotionally connected
To
them.
the sport.
Like, if Nigeria should lose a game, like it was like a graveyard.
Everywhere
everyone
we
was
silent.
We're silent, yeah.
The whole streets will be like.
there was
mm,
one time we got knocked out of one competition like that. It was AFCON, one of those AFCONs. I'm not quite sure which one, but we got knocked out as usual in the semi-finals. And I just know I was in the hostel at the time, and I just know that everyone was so upset. The seniors started beating people, and
like
they were just angry. They just started slapping people.
Ah.
That's how affected they were. Like Nigeria was, and that's just like the Super Eagles. When we talk about the league, what the league was, what Julius Berger was, when Julius Berger had a Champions League match, or when Aimba had, we used to watch Aimba in Champions League. Everybody in 2003 when they played CAF Champions League and won.
Yes.
After losing to Ismaili in like the group stages, and then they had to go there. Everybody was tuned in that night. Everybody's TV sets were on.
even people that didn't have TV will have to go to neighbor's
Go
house.
somewhere.
Go and sit down now.
You know, and it was because there was some connection.
The
to the fact that I
Nigerians and the
always say,
sport.
like emotional connections are everything. You have to engage. See what Sporting Lagos are doing.
Yes.
That is it. Like fan engagement. It's very key. When people feel like they are a part.
They're
of
part of
something,
it, exactly.
The reason why you watch the PL is because of your club.
Okay.
You are connected to your club, and as a result, you are not connected to the league. Because of that, the PL on its own, without that fan
it's
engagement,
nothing.
it's the arguments you have with rival fans.
Yeah.
What makes your match against Arsenal special? It's those things, those
The bands,
arguments,
the
bands.
love stuff.
When you are
The
losing, you
belief.
are thinking about after the match.
Yeah.
What we
They
like
will
it.
roast your life.
You know, like those kind of things. That's what gets fans to be connected. Even fans that maybe don't even care about football. But you see, when Nigeria is playing, your mom will watch it.
Definitely.
Your father will watch it.
But they
Your
don't
uncle,
have
your
but they don't have
grandma.
club sides. They don't care about football
They don't
generally,
even care
yes.
about- but when is Nigeria playing? everybody comes.
This
together.
recent World Cup
Yeah.
at our the radio station, the place where we worked before.
Okay.
That Super Eagles match against Australia,
Iceland. Okay.
against the
The
Australia,
win, them
the
Super
win,
Falcons.
Falcons.
Yeah,
the Super Falcons rather
Falcons,
against
yeah.
the win. The whole station
Everyone
was
was-
buzzing,
Yeah.
was buzzing.
That morning, I was on my way somewhere, and I passed by a bar, and it was a huge.
It was in the
crowd.
morning, no.
Morning, yeah. It was like a huge crowd watching that match.
Imagine.
And when you see things like that, you know that it's not like people don't love.
Yeah.
They're not just
They're
seeing
just not
things
doing
to
enough,
ginger
and
them to.
You keep killing it, and that's why you have these issues. If you do things right, people will watch. And I mean, I get Okocha's point, and
Okay.
in fact, he was talking with a larger context in mind. It was not just necessarily saying, "Oh, the league is bad" or something. It was saying that what can we do
To improve it.
to improve it so that people are more, because you have
People
to
want to leave their houses and go
Yeah.
Go
pay
to
money
stadium.
and,
Yeah, exactly.
I'll
and
tell
watch
you something.
matches.
As a Valencia fan, the reality is that as much as I love Valencia and everything, I've been reminded, especially in the past year, that this is not your own. They reminded me when I was arguing something, like I wanted a Valencian coach, like an indigene.
Yes.
They
Really?
did, Valencia Ronu for me, an indigene.
To
He
be the
was
coach.
right? And he was doing rubbish. And I said, this guy is not doing well. I was criticizing him. But they were trying to protect him because he was
Valencia.
Valencian, yeah.
So they told me that, Oga,
You're Nigerian.
you are not on ground here. Who are you? Go and support your local.
Mm.
I didn't touch me because I didn't think anybody could tell me that. I've been a fan since 2001.
I can remember when they even sent you
A
jersey,
yes.
yes.
But when push came to shove, they reminded me that, look, we are the ones here.
Yeah, and we
This
know.
is our heritage.
Yes.
We live here.
We
whatever
support
we
them.
And
do,
this
You
person
put money in
understands
because
us.
yeah,
This
exactly.
person
You are
understands
just
us
someone.
more.
Exactly. So they felt like they owned it more than me.
And in fact, they actually do own it more
They
than
own
you.
it more than
Yes,
me.
because yes.
They pay the tickets,
Yes,
they go match
they're on
days.
ground. No
or
matter
no
how
match
much
day.
I love the club, I'm not there, right?
Yes.
And I'm not going to the stadium every day. And they just made me feel like I can never understand
The culture,
what it
everything.
To be a real Valencia fan.
Yeah, to be Valencian.
Born and
And
bred.
this is your club, this is your representation or something. And I tried to understand their perspective, but at the same time, I felt
No,
so,
if you feel bad,
I
you
felt
feel bad.
really bad because I'm like, do you know what I've gone through supporting this club? Like
Over the years.
over the years, do you know the sacrifices I've had to make just to be able to watch a Valencia match? There was a time when you couldn't catch Valencia matches anywhere. I remember I went to a viewing center one time. There was a Valencia game on. There was no match going on. So I was like, finally I'll watch Valencia today. And they changed the station.
Eh. They
And
might not
it's
even
bad.
change. They might not even
Like,
change
what
it
if
to
it
something
is-
you like.
They put one trash.
Ah.
Maybe they play movie net action.
Get out. That was me of that. That they are waiting for
Chelsea.
1 hour and then they will put Chelsea or something. I was like, just let me watch it.
Heartbreak.
I will pay. I will pay. If I will pay twice. They say no. And they change the station. Oh,
No,
like,
seriously, it's like a Fulham fan going to a visit and say, please put
I want to
Fulham
watch-
for me. I want to watch. Are you
Oh,
okay?
yeah. My
For
brother, for my birthday in 2008 or 2007, my brother wanted to buy me a Valencia jersey because he knew that I really wanted it. Like that was a dream for me.
one of the lists.
It was not nowhere. It went around the whole Lagos a full day. Couldn't find a
Funny
Valencia
enough,
jersey.
now when I tried to set up this place, now I asked the person that was to send jerseys to us, and then I was like, please send me Valencia home away, and like one of them, and then he was like, well, no Valencia.
like sometimes you even go into a place and say Valencia jersey, they'll look at you like,
Valencia,
okay?
what's the name of Valencia? Like, are you okay? You get. And for years, I mean, I've defended the honor of the club also because I was crowded out in secondary school. Hey God, secondary school. I suffered. Only me. That's
Only-
why
And the funny
Only
thing is
you
that
not be
and the funny
facing-
thing is that you're in La Liga,
La
this
Liga,
time, because
like-
most of them are Premier League
League
sides.
fans,
Yeah.
exactly.
like they
And you
crowd
now want to
out.
support somebody in La
sometimes
Liga.
when I
You're not
see-
supporting Valencia.
When people are surprised that maybe I'm going up against 50 people on Twitter,
Yeah.
they're like, how do you do it? I'm like, I had more than enough practice. Like this one was physical.
Physical,
Physical.
yeah.
And they're like 20 of my classmates. and they're coming at me like your club is trash, and I'm giving them facts. Their club might be greater,
Better,
or whatever, but they
yeah.
don't have the facts
Fact that you
and I
have,
will use
exactly.
those facts. Imagine arguing with the Real Madrid fan that has how many league titles and everything, and I'm
Champions League.
finishing him because I have the facts and you don't. But like those were the things, and I mean, obviously, that's not like putting your money or anything. but
Yes.
if I had the opportunity, I would have put my money. I just didn't have like a jersey
Yes.
or where to buy the jersey. I would have saved up money.
To
I would
get
have starved
them.
myself to get.
I can imagine how you felt when that delivery box just came out and knocked and
That
like
was like
knock. We
That
have
was like
something for you.
If you,
I
And
know.
then you opened it. And then you
from
saw this.
Valencia.
yeah, and one of the jerseys was autographed by Vicente.
Wow.
Wow.
like-
Wow. That's
We're not in the same
dream,
level.
dream.
Hey, come
Dream,
and give him
dream.
higher. Come and give him higher chair, please. His chair is higher
Let's
than
help you.
us.
We can even increase
That was,
the
that was,
height.
like, insane. But it was just one day. Someone said something. Like no, I replied to a Valencia tweet, and someone went under the tweet and said something trash about Valencia, and I kind of defended the club, and then the handler.
The
he
admin,
said,
yeah.
Wow, thank you for defending Valencia. And I said, this is my opportunity.
He
Finally.
entered me. Can I get
I
it?
said, can I get the jersey? How many retweets do I need for one jersey? They're like 5,000, and I got in 2 hours. Because everybody knew that this meant
Yes.
something to me. So as soon as I said it was even people that hated me.
Definitely
They're like,
now.
I beg me retreat. I beg me retreat. I beg.
So like it meant a lot, and I know how Valencia has affected me. Even like if Valencia defeat has affected me. Like
Sometimes you no go chop.
so many times, So it's not like I don't feel something. I'm feeling same emotions as you. I'm pained when we lose. So when you tell me that I don't belong,
You saying it right now. I can even see the emotions on your eyes.
No. From their own perspective, like I said, now
Yeah.
it's like somebody in maybe Sporting Lagos from
Yeah.
Lagos shall now come to say that maybe fans from outside
Outside
Lagos
Lagos
are not
don't.
true fans of Sporting
Yeah,
Lagos
they
because they are called Lagosians. They go to the match every day to watch it. So, like I said, well,
I
no
can see the
be
perspective.
you,
I
Sha.
see what
Go
you're
and meet your sports people to come and improve
that's-
our league.
Exactly. That's why I say at the end of the day, we also need to be able to connect to our local teams.
Yeah.
Me, I'd love to support a local team. In fact, there was one season like that. I wanted to have a team, so I wanted to watch.
You were
all the
really
matches.
intentional.
I was really intentional. This was like 2004. I was born in 2004, by the way. But anyway,
No, he said 2001
No,
was
leave
when
him.
he.
When he love Valencia, it's not.
He keeps, don't worry.
He
God will
got-
catch
he's,
you.
he's shooting himself and he's on the leg.
Right, before the end of this episode, you tell us his real age.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
football
I
age.
was-
Yeah.
I really wanted to watch every game because there's one thing I used to do back then. I used to document everything I was watching. So Champions League, I would document every goal scorer in the UEFA Champions League. Everybody that scores that day, I had a book. I'd write everything, all the goal scorers, all the scores, everything. I used to do it for leagues as well. In fact, I created a game out of stuff like that. So I wanted to do that for
Nigerian
our
league, yeah.
Yeah, because I really was interested. I wanted to. be
Let's
part
see.
of
Let's
it.
see
Like,
what's going on. in this
First
league.
match, I couldn't watch a single game. It wasn't on TV. We had been promised to be on TV. It wasn't on TV. I was just hearing scores. And I can't forget. Kwara United won their match that day 3-0. I can't forget.
And the funny thing is that at that time, it's very hard to even get match stats from that
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Like how you have in Premier League or other leagues where you see possession
no,
stats,
I-
goal on
we will
target,
not
I had to
get-
rely on
goal
Complete
scorers.
Complete
Sports. I
sports,
used to buy
right?
Complete Sports every
Ah,
day.
this newspaper. Let's
Every
go.
day. I had a stack of Complete Sports. Like this, you could fill this entire room. I used to buy every day, Complete Sports. So I had like a whole batch of it. And
Just to keep yourself
I would read
updated.
the European, I would read the
Yeah.
Nigerian,
so I would know what's
Check the
happening in league.
table and
So
all.
like I memorized the names, I knew the players, all of that, all the scores. But again, we also had that period when nobody used to win away. It's only home win. Everything 1-0 home. You say 90
Yeah,
minutes
we're in
penalty.
kind of in that period now.
No, actually, no. Sometimes
I didn't say that actually,
won.
though.
Remo Stars won.
Just
like
Remo
the
Stars.
weekend.
This is match day what? Remind me.
Don't worry. No.
Exactly,
Remind
I know
me,
better,
match
because
day what?
before, it's
Just-
everything 1-0. All the home
Okay,
teams
no.
1-0.
Now we're seeing goals. We're seeing.
They're actually seeing
I think
goals.
match
on the,
match
on the
day
first day
one.
match they won 5-3.
Yeah,
Bayelsa
5-3.
United.
Yeah, that didn't used to happen before. It would be 0-0. Then 90th minute, someone scored a penalty, and it was always happening. And I think after a while, that kind of made the league lose integrity because everybody was like, "What's this?"
We already know what's
Because we
going
already
to
know
happen.
that
All the
like
influence will
big teams going away from home should win their games,
Their
but
games.
because
But you
the
go to a stadium
usual
and they tell
of
you that if you come out of this stadium with a win, you're not coming out alive.
Huh?
So you just go there and you see the fans already irate. And that started happening with our league, and there wasn't enough done to combat that. So obviously, we now entered an era where everyone knew that the only way to win the league was win all your home games and see how many
And
draws
you can get
manage to
away
get
from home.
away. At least draws not upset the home fans as much
Yeah.
as you winning. So you'd have the league. You see, league winner has lost 15 matches.
How?
You get things like that. So over time, we kind of destroyed everything. The development, like there's the pipeline first of all for talents. How are talents developing? How are they?
From grassroots.
It's so important, and I don't think we see the big picture. If football clubs in Nigeria are constantly getting transfer fees,
Like,
and
transferring it to
we're not
our.
talking 50,000 euros,
yeah.
talking about 900,000 euros, 1 million euros for the sale of one player. In one summer, we sell, say, 40 players. That's 40 million that has entered our league. Now, the government will benefit by taxing.
Yeah.
They'll
Chop
collect
off,
something.
chop off,
Collect
chop
their
off.
own.
Yeah.
You get that's revenue. The teams themselves will be able to better manage.
Their
I can
own
see how Inter Milan's bought Remo Stars
Yes.
young star,
That
yes.
boy, what's his name again? I've forgotten his
Can't
name.
even remember.
Forgotten his name. But he's very talented. But you see that if that happens 10 times, first of all, you also validate the talent that you have around. So teams start looking at you. For instance, look at Brazil. Hendrick was signed when he was 16.
16.
Yes, I think
Yeah.
2 3
From
years, 2
Madrid.
years ago, I
2 years
think.
ago. Vinicius was signed when I can
Around
see,
Very
that time
young.
too.
you know, they paid 40 million or something.
Rodrigo also.
Rodrigo
Rodrigo
too.
was also 40 million. Imagine we sell someone just 10 million. You know, imagine what it does for us. But you see, Brazil, they validated their talents. Because you know that's the country that produced
Pele.
Nazario, Pele,
Ronaldinho.
Romario, Ronaldinho. So when you hear that a
Somebody's
Brazilian-
coming from this place. Yeah.
once you hear the hype, sometimes you don't even go and check.
No
You
wonder,
know,
no wonder, man. This is the reason why Ajax sold Antonio for that amount of money to Man United
Yes, because
because
it's Ajax.
that Brazilian,
Also that
This
idea.
thing they
Fred
always
too,
Yes,
the
because
same
they're
thing.
Brazilian.
They
So
always play
sometimes
now.
there will be, and they will understand that there will be some misses.
Yeah,
And they will not
but
use it-
but it's
They
like
will not
it.
count it against you. They will feel like Vinicius.
You get the
look at how
you get the
Vinicius has
potential.
Yes.
come up. You know, Hendrick already looks so good and everything. Neymar, we saw Neymar when
Ah,
he came.
Neymar was on another
Ronaldinho,
level.
the Lima.
So they validated
Even
their
Robinho.
talents. So now when you hear that a Brazilian, if you hear that your club bought a player, and then you hear it's Brazilian,
Ah,
be like,
Small hope.
like
Yeah.
now,
he probably has flair. He has played in the favelas. He has, all of that automatically crosses your mind. There was a time too we had that.
In Nigeria.
Yes, because when you
Yeah.
had Kanu,
Finidi.
Finidi, Olise, all of them emerging, Amokachi. People were like, what's going on in that
In
country?
Nigeria.
Obafemi.
You know,
Those
I just
era,
like,
yes.
what's going on in that country? Now we're seeing it also. It's happening because the strikers that are just popping up now out of Nigeria.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
now, when you see
I
Osimhen,
think all thanks to social media though.
yeah, when you see Osimhen popping, Mofi,
Boniface,
Boniface.
Awoni,
it will get to a point when you say, I have a
striker.
from
Exactly.
Nigeria, from
In
the Nigerian
Lagos.
league, in Lagos, and you just say he's similar to Osimhen. That's all. You need. That's
Same
all you
And
market.
need.
sincerely, like now, this striker Jonathan Aluku of
Yeah.
Sporting Lagos is a little bit quite similar to Osimhen. I mean, it's playing style, energetic of the ball,
Yeah.
but I don't know. Maybe scouts have not still got it well, and
The
just
reality
because
is that
we've
when
not
all the person has is next to Osimhen.
on
And go
YouTube,
and do
YouTube
video.
compilation.
Yeah, next to Osimhen.
That
Blah,
is
blah,
how
blah.
you got scammed by Ayaz. My joy is that Ayaz right now are paying for that sin they committed. And they will continue to pay till I'm
All the players that they
satisfied.
sold to everybody. Okay, almost.
Except
all of them.
Well,
The young-
Frankie is doing well. Frankie's doing well
And
in
Delete.
Barcelona.
Well.
Delete
Delete
too.
didn't start well. It was after a while that they started to pick up and everything. So I mean, even Cyrus Ferguson bought a player I did not see. Baby,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it didn't see.
one of
Because
the
of
boss
the-
transfers.
You get so things like that. We just need to be able to validate the talents that we have in the country, and people need to be able to trust us that what we are producing is quality. And the only way to do that is to create a pipeline for talents to be able to go out. And we have to also, like, the thing is, we cannot hype our league
more
off
than
emptiness.
mm.
You have to have something.
You have to have substance.
Yes.
Then you can come and meet me. I will shout about it. Like when I watched Sporting Lagos, I saw Kalu play. I saw him do some things. I went to Twitter, talked about it. When Obioma, because I was there for
Yes,
the Super
Obioma,
Six.
yeah.
When Obioma, I watched him, I was like, this guy is too good, though.
Like
No,
He
even
got the ball too
exactly.
much, but he always finds himself in goal scoring positions and all of that.
You can
Let's
even
talk about-
use Nigerians are playing for club sides in Europe, for instance. Now, Barcelona Twitter handle just tweets about Bola, and then you're seeing the engagement.
everywhere.
Cadiz is doing the same with Nigerian fans now because they are now.
They use us.
So imagine we have the substance to back up the talk.
The noise, yeah.
You get when Obioma was doing that, I tweeted it when they were saying I think Chelsea wanted to buy one person.
Yeah.
I said they should go and buy Obioma.
He'll do better than that.
Yes, I knew what I was doing. I said buy Obioma. This guy Obioma plays for Eimba, league champions, is top scorer in Nigerian league. Go and buy him for 2 million. He'll give you better value for money. And everybody was like, what's the meaning of that? No. But I knew what I was saying. Maybe they bought Nicholas Jackson. What's he doing for them? So what's the difference?
Sweating like Lukaku.
He's
Sweating like
dancing
Lukaku.
Michael Jackson
Yeah.
for them.
If you had spent 2 million on Obioma instead of 20 million on Nicholas Jackson,
And Obioma probably
I'm
want
not
to
sure the
want to
difference
tear his shirt for.
Eh?
he would die
Yes,
there.
now.
He go that. You know, it's different from Mikel. You know, Mikel, if he's still speaking English,
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, so, but before we can do that, things have to be done properly
Yeah.
at every stage. I know that things are not going to be perfect, but we also have to, everyone has to feel like a shareholder, like, this is my thing. This is us. This
The
belongs to
part
us.
I have to play in pushing the league forward.
Yeah, and I know why I say these things. Like, I talk about Onana all the time, and people said I'm being a Sister Teresa, I've been Mother Teresa, and Mandela about it. And my point when I was talking about it was that I wasn't saying don't criticize Onana. If he does something wrong, obviously criticize him. But at the time, he had not even done anything wrong.
anything
yet.
you had already
And
said.
you're already running agenda. Why are you running agenda on the, like, it's a very sensitive issue.
Yes.
Black keepers don't get opportunities. Enyama did everything he did. He was so special.
Iyama
And
was
his
one
peak
of a
was
kind.
Couldn't go any higher.
Yeah.
We barely see keepers in those spaces. Mendy made it to Chelsea, had a whirlwind year, did everything he did.
It's in Saudi Arabia
He's
now.
in Saudi Arabia. Kepa is in Real Madrid.
Kepa that
Switch the
they
roles.
switched for him.
Mendy is not going to Real Madrid. If
At
not,
all.
Never.
Do you get? So, like, these guys don't really get, because there's a negative perception. Then you now have people tweeting stuff like,
Somebody
I
that
saw
is
one
now
thing like that where the person said, black keepers, we know that as black people we don't have concentration.
Oh
and that's
my
what you know.
God.
what's that?
Like, how do you do that?
What's that?
You think that
Concentration.
it's fans, but you don't
It
know
has
that.
grown
Someone
from
somewhere
that.
reading it and it's
Yeah.
probably
And it's
thinking
painting
about
the
it.
person's perception of black goalkeepers. I know why I'm saying those things. I'm not saying don't criticize him. If Onana does something wrong, if he makes a howler or something, you can't complain, you can't shout. Like, what's wrong with this guy, Seth? It's normal. But the one where you now start
Tagging the whole
Yes.
these
populace.
are not
using
steroids
his complexion or where
or
he's
something,
from,
and
yes,
then,
to target.
you know, it
I'm not even
affects
sure
many
Onana has even
others.
done worse than what they did when he came
When
to
he-
Man United.
When
yes.
the
when
gear was
yeah,
absolute
that
horror.
That Lindegaard, was it?
Yeah.
They were rotating.
Don't you-
Both of them,
Uh-huh.
both
6-1.
chaff at that time.
And it's
6-1
not like
against
Man
Man
U have not had
City.
Carroll. That goalkeeper,
Exactly,
but-
we've had terrible
What's
goalkeepers.
that, goalkeeper's name is
Foster.
I think
Foster
he's
still
Arab.
tried.
Tom Hitton.
No, I think he's Arab. Is he Alabsi? No, not Alabsi. Sorry, there's someone also that Man used to have back then.
No, we used to have
Is
no.
it- see,
go-
Man U-
goalkeepers.
Ma- Ma-
Van
Manchester
was
United used to have second goalkeepers who are relatively not loud,
Yeah.
but if you just see when they have the opportunity to play, you know that no wonder you are chopping bench. No wonder.
Exactly.
People are complaining that Onana is always starting the match, and I'm like, who do you want to play?
Who do you want to
That
play?
guy. Please don't try
Eh?
that. Don't try
Cut him
that.
some slack. You don't have to go overboard. You know, I'm saying that you can criticize constructive criticism,
Sim
but
is
just be
nice.
careful how you frame it, because you might be playing to a stereotype that will still come back to bite
To
us.
you.
Then you now start complaining tomorrow that they don't care about us.
Mm.
We're not getting.
That there's an
shine.
agenda against
There's
us.
an agenda. See what happened with Victor Osimhen, the Serie A Player of the Year.
Yes.
Oh,
I was
It's-
sounding the warning for months that Osimhen is not going to win this thing the way it's going. it's not going to win this thing. Where it's going? Because you need to talk about. You still
If
have
we are
Nigerians
not
saying
pushing,
that
we're
it's
not
that
pushing
good.
the eggs that
What?
is just one season wonder.
One season wonder,
Somebody that
what?
he did it constantly for Lille 2 seasons.
Yeah.
When Napoli got him,
even for
when
Wolfsburg, first of all, he had
yeah,
injuries.
though,
In
though
Wolfsburg.
his
Yeah,
stint at
Charleroi,
Wolfsburg
yes,
was not really the best. I know.
Belgium, yeah. But from Belgium to see, I was covering. I write for JFFN.
Yes.
I was covering Osimhen from like the first day. I wrote an article on Osimhen for JFFN at that time when he just arrived. It was just like one game in,
Yeah.
and there was already they were already raving about him in France. Osimhen was so loved in France.
Very loved.
All he did was like 7 months before COVID, and
They,
he had scored like 13 goals, and everyone
Yeah.
was crazy about
talking
Osimhen.
about
They
him.
were like, this
Leah
guy
was
special.
even there at that time.
Yeah, and Osimhen was on the cover of Marca in
Wow.
Spain from Lille. Was already on cover of Marca. Like Real Madrid want this guy. People were already talking about him. Like, so I already know that this guy is special.
He's going to be.
Like they
He's
love
one of a
Osimhen.
kind.
There's something I will give League One credit for is the fact that they give black players
Opportunities,
opportunities.
like-
yes.
Yeah.
Most
You see,
Senegalese
AFCON,
are
let-
always
let's
there.
AFCON come first.
Most
all the
Senegalese
teams
are
went
always there. Yes, they are always from League One. So
Someone
many
even
club
suggested-
sides.
Most
Yes.
black
Someone even
players
suggested
are
that
from.
Ligue 1 should go on break when AFCON is on. Because they have
Yeah, almost
So
all
many
of them
players
will
are
go.
leaving there. So many players are leaving
teams
there.
are basically empty. But you see, Osimhen had that, and I kept saying that if Osimhen is leaving Lille, he's ready to go straight to a Bayern. Doesn't need to branch. People were talking about he should go to a mid-table English club. I said,
No, me too, Bouquet.
Do you know who this
The
guy is?
sauce.
Do you know how
Stew.
special this guy is? Do you
Stew.
know what you have on your hands? Like, are you even joking? The strikers you are hyping, they are not. as
I
good
know
as
what
this
it
guy.
do. If you just give him the opportunity
You know-
to prove himself,
Yeah, so
and
we need
he
to
did.
do that talking, but we also need the substance. Like Osimhen is giving us substance.
Yes.
Gift Orban is giving us substance.
The strikers are
Yeah.
giving us now.
Boniface.
When you go on ESPN, BR Football, you're always
are always
international
talking
break. You're
about-
talking
they're
about
always
Nigerian
talking about
strikers,
Nigerian
Nigerian strikers,
talking about
and it's
Nigerian
something
strikers.
that I think we ourselves, as media personnel, and even as probably as fans
Yeah.
of football in Nigeria,
Talk about
we
it.
talk more about our own self because.
Nobody's
So
going
listen
hype
to
it for
listen
you.
to Jude Bellingham's hype right now in
Yeah.
Real Madrid
All
now.
of a sudden,
Since
it's
Bellingham.
Madrid.
Before you're seeing the comparison between Mbappe, Haaland, and it's always Vinicius, and now they've removed
now it's
Vinicius,
Bellingham.
and now
They've
it's now Bellingham, and he has the English media to back him
Hype,
up.
of course.
Yeah,
So I
and he's doing
think
that
we
Real Madrid.
always have to do same for our own players.
Yeah,
I'm talking about players now. Now comparing, like you said, comparing the Super Eagles, those eras, Super Eagles, the Super Falcons, the Nigerian League,
Yeah.
then and now. Now, because most fans, when you ask Nigerians, go and watch so much. Or which club side do you even support first of all? And you're like,
I don't watch
I
it.
know,
don't watch
I know they
Nigerian match.
go this
and I'm
thing.
like, but wait, you're supporting an Arsenal where you probably in your entire life
You
never
will
visit,
not even go to Emirates
and then you're in
Stadium.
Lagos where you can probably just pay small
200
amount of
naira,
money to go
300
and watch
naira.
Sporting Lagos. Now also, but then like I said, Sporting Lagos they're doing so well for themselves now,
Yeah.
and Remo
The
Stars,
revenue that
yeah, they're
they're
doing
getting.
so well for themselves now. But then for other side of Nigerian football now,
Yeah.
football in particular now, what's the big difference between that era where we were so hyped about the Ronaldo, the Okochas, the Finidis, and now where you see Nigerian play and we say, okay, this is the Peseros era, for instance, and we're going about Osimhen, Chukwueze is doing this in Valencia on AC Milan. It comes to Super Eagles, and he's hardly giving us those legovers. I can remember Chukwueze frustrated Ramos at some particular
Yeah.
time in one match. But then when
In
it
Real
comes to
Madrid.
play for the
Nigeria,
Super
like
Eagles,
you'd be
it's a
like,
different ballgame.
is this the same?
So what's the one big factor that's different between that era and this era?
Well, to start with, if it depends on what we're talking about. Are we talking about the performances of the players themselves?
The players themselves.
the players
and then
themselves,
the coaching and the
Performances.
coaching.
Okay,
Players and the coaching, exactly.
Okay. So, at the time, okay, first of all, national teams, the great national team coaches, they understand something. When you are playing in your club side, you
Yeah.
have all the time to build chemistry and everything. When you are playing at
The national team.
team level,
There's no time.
it's a different
Everybody
ballgame.
wants you to
There's
perform.
no time to perfect anything. You have to, and you need a lot of stability. You need a stable side. So you have some people that are non-negotiables. No matter what they are playing, their club.
If they
Using
come to
Southgate
country,
as instance.
Yeah, that's why
Yes.
Maguire always get called up. Because Maguire for
is a
England
core of that
always
team.
delivers, and there's no time to be training someone else into that role.
Yes.
Maguire, you're already
I think
agree,
they've
come and
even
play.
tried. They've tried
You get-
training Maguire, Connor Cody, but
It's not going to
everybody's
work.
Maguire has
Maguire
It's a
been
there.
stalwart.
constant today.
It's a constant.
Exactly.
You get. So coaches understand that. Like, okay, you see Deschamps, everybody criticizes him. This France team can be playing so much better. You listen to them. First match of World Cup 2018, he played Dembele.
Yeah,
Mbappe.
Yes.
That game they suffered.
Pogba.
After that,
I
just
think they played against Australia.
Come back.
Australia. Say,
Pogba
Matuidi,
scored.
Come, enter here.
Play
Dembele
left
comes
wing.
in. Balance is what matters more. And
Yes.
if you see it, the 2 World Cups that France have won have been by managers who were criticized like that. The first one in '98, Aim Jacke. In fact, a month to the World Cup, they were saying this guy is not the right man for France.
Sack him.
Sack this
Just
guy.
like round the world run.
Yeah, sack this guy. What is this rubbish? Why are we playing this rubbish? Because that one said, my best players are my defenders. Desai, Blanc, all those guys.
Yeah.
I will build based on them. We'll be pragmatic.
Don't worry, we'll
Then we'll now
defend.
use our flair players. to
Yes.
just
Do
push
counter
get
attack
the
and
goals.
see.
That's tournament ball. Everybody needs to understand tournament ball is tournament ball. Even the Nigerian teams, we remember them as very good though. Like they used to blow our minds. And there was a time when we used to play like
Beautiful
crazy
football.
ball.
Beautiful
Be-
football.
Very, very
90s,
beautiful.
Our balls. But you see, as at 2000,
That was the beginning
Ghana
of the
Nigeria
problem.
2000, we weren't particularly playing. I'll be honest with you. Because even I remember the final. That final was very traumatic for me. So I never watched it again. After that, I was born in 2004, by the way.
And then
But-
we hear you. We hear
Just
you.
continue.
Mm.
Well, it was very traumatic for me. I got malaria
Wow.
after that match. As I just saw Rigobert Song lifting that trophy, I just
Huh?
got malaria. I was just sick. I was sick to my stomach. I couldn't believe it. Like, everybody lost their minds. Like, how? did we
How?
lose to this Cameroon? Because we had beef with Cameroon already. So, what happened? Many years later, I went back to watch the match. And it was Solace. I don't know if you know Solace. Solace was one that told me,
Solace.
like, go and watch. Go and watch
Okay.
the match
Yes.
again."
Yes. Yes.
Because I was just talking about it. I was like, this game, we should have won and everything. So they said, go and watch that match again. So I went back and I watched it again. Cameroon wanted to kill us. They could have scored 9 that
Wow.
match. Like, we didn't play jack. We were
Anything.
all over the place. The 2-0 was merciful. When they were leading 2-0, then we scored just before halftime, and then we came second half, and Coach just scored, and then like adrenaline was
Ginger.
out pushing us. Of course, at some point we now almost took the game and everything, but the reality is that the way we remember it is that we
they
played
do
our
do
lives.
Late
exactly.
after.
Yes. Because in the moment you're emotional, all you're seeing is your players. You're not seeing
Anything. And even if they are defending, I've been like, yeah, they're doing the right
Yes.
thing
Your
at that point.
focus is on
Your
the
own
team that you're
players. Yes.
connected to emotionally. So it wasn't that we were particularly great. There were times when we were pragmatic. There were times when we played some beautiful. See, it was 90s we played beautiful ball. But also we have to remember that at that time we didn't have so many foreign-based players. It was Keshi that was making that happen,
Yeah.
connecting everybody with European
And
teams.
mixing them.
Yes.
So like likes of Westerhoff, I watched one Westerhoff interview, and also what one with Keshi as well. They were talking about the formation of the team and how they came together and everything. And the reality is that it's not realistic to have that now, because now
No.
everybody is
Outside,
Everybody's
yeah.
making it.
outside. You can't package players and say, let me train these people for this period of time. You don't have that. So you have to understand that there has to be a balance between like results and trying to play
So now we have more players playing in Europe
In
than
Europe.
playing
So it's
from
hard to
Nigerian side.
bring them together. But that doesn't mean we can't play well. It's just that you have to be able to find a balance. You see what happened with Guardiola, Guavon.
I saw what he did there.
Now, he had the right idea from the
We're
start.
playing well.
Yeah,
actually,
very- I
I was
really
enjoying.
enjoyed it.
I was enjoying the WAF.
Like I
was
thought
so
I
good.
thought we just signed Moses Simon. I thought we just signed him.
But you see,
like everything he touched then was
The dribble,
dribbles.
like it's not this guy
like
that was
MVP
playing
every
and
match.
not.
MVP every match.
every team that wins something or goes far in tournaments, they don't start well actually. So we went to start well, and when you start well, everybody now knows that
Yeah.
the team.
watch. This is the team to come. So Tunisia planned for us. We had our 4-4-2. And we're
Exactly.
always channeling everything down to Simon.
Or
And
Chukwueze.
Chukwueze.
So they also went and locked those two people up. They just put two players on them. That thing was the most obvious thing ever. Within 10 minutes, I knew that
That's the
when
tactics
that tactic
already.
was done. But Eguavoen had no answer. Everyone talks
No
about
plan
magical
B. No
play.
plan B. Yeah.
In fact, that ball was very hard to save, but that wasn't why we lost.
Some people don't even
When did
understand
we
how
concede the goal?
they save.
I think it was the first half.
Yeah,
maybe
the first half.
That's
I think
first
first
half.
half.
First half. So you have more than enough time to react, but we kept doing the same thing
Same
Over and
mistake
over
over
again.
and over again.
until the game was over.
Is it that the players did not
We're not going
understand what the
anywhere.
coach was saying?
No,
or
I
what?
understand. I don't
They-
think he
they-
doesn't have a plan B. That's
Everyone
not
has
the thing.
watched it.
Yes.
Everyone is raving about you. That Nigeria, these guys are playing
Now
the
them they
best
hot
team at this tournament so far. You're now about
team
finish
to
this
watch.
year.
I remember the rave,
Yeah.
the rave at the
And we
beginning
were
again.
getting carried away. And I was like, this knockout football is different though. Once you enter knockouts, see Morocco. Morocco didn't go anywhere. It's not Egypt. Egypt that were playing boring football.
Knocked
Make
them
you
out.
sleep. Everything was extra time with Egypt. But they caught Morocco and knocked them out. Because that's tournament ball. And once you concede a goal, it's as if the clock starts ticking too fast.
Very fast.
You start
Even
feeling
for
the
fans,
pressure.
even for
Yes.
fans watching it
Yeah,
on TV.
on TV. It's
Be like,
before we knew it was 65th minute.
no.
88th
And that's true. But if you watch Senegal that won the last AFCON, even when Algeria knocked Nigeria out and went on to win the Mahrez.
Mahrez,
Now,
yeah,
I remember that free kick. I won't forget that wall and that free kick.
the
Nigerian
wall,
players
the wall of Jericho
and
that
then the
fell down.
goalkeepers. But then when you watch the way they started their tournament, it was quite slow, and then they started
Yeah,
building it.
started
But then under Iguavo, men like we
I
don't
think this
get
is it.
Ballon d'Or ranking for us.
But that's
We are
how
linking it
tournaments
up
work.
again.
That's even Cote d'Ivoire were looking very good.
Yeah, even
That
on
knockouts
paper.
got to quarterfinal, I think, and then it was Egypt as well.
Even when we won with Stephen Keshi, may rest in peace. Now we saw how he was.
started
Yes,
horribly.
we're struggling against Ethiopia before we got
That they had even
Emenike.
booked flights
Yes,
Like,
when we saw Cote d'Ivoire next round, we said, okay,
start
let's
coming.
book their flights. We know they pass us.
Quick question: what is Sunday now doing?
I checked him on Instagram like a year ago, 6 months ago, actually, because I do funny things like that. I just start looking for people, and he's just chilling.
Wow.
Like I think
he needs to be chilling.
He's done with football. He's just chilling, and he will just always be that guy. But like I said, tournaments start slow. See France in 2006, they were about to get knocked out. And they were in a group with Togo and Korea. They were about to get knocked out, and next thing they entered knockouts. They caught Spain, Portugal. All of them were in that final.
Remove. Yeah.
Because they use the group stages to learn.
And got
And
on the
good
groove.
question.
All of
So
them
it doesn't have to be perfect.
knew what their roles
But
were.
you have to be able to react and understand and tweak. So by the time you enter
And get the
knockouts,
fans
look
on
at
your side too.
Argentina. They were very shaky in the groups.
Yeah.
The
They
first
said
First
game,
man, Saudi Arabia
loss.
first slaps
That- how will
themselves.
you lose against
Because
Saudi?
they had not been losing for a long time. So
Yeah,
that
no.
thing. And what happened? Next thing, Enzo comes in.
Enzo comes
He
in.
changed things. He
Alvarez.
changed
McAllister
things.
comes
Yes.
in.
Yeah,
So-
McAllister. So things
But
started
you
to-
say I think the defeat to Saudi Arabia was quite good for them because
Yeah, it
if they
was
had
very
not
good.
lost,
They are not
probably they will not end up winning the World Cup.
Yeah.
Yes.
Spain too in 2010, if they had not lost to Switzerland, this guy wouldn't have been as conservative as he was, Del Bosque. Because he wanted to play the same 4-4-2 with Silva and Iniesta wide and then Torres and Villa.
Yeah.
But when they lost to Switzerland, his
Yeah.
head sparked because they had lost to
Put
USA.
says in.
Yeah.
They had lost to USA in the Confederations Cup. Altidore wanted to finish PK. So he thought maybe it was a one-off. When it happened again in the World Cup, now you have no margin for error. You have to be conservative. You just carried Busquets. Yeah, Busquets
Stay there.
and so people will lock everywhere, and it started to be, they will play 1-0, they are fine.
We don't
But
need
if they don't even-
the
if it's
fancy,
0-0, They
fancy.
are fine. But
Yeah.
we felt, one thing that got to us also was, we gave ourselves the pressure of being favorites. You are not favorites in the knockout
You are
time.
not.
Yeah.
There's nothing
No
like that.
favorite.
Just come on.
Just get the win.
So when we went down, it was almost like an affront. Like, how can we be
How
down?
did
Down,
did Tunisia score
How dare
against
they?
them?
We'll beat this one. So we started going. Don't
Any
never fall into
anything that
that
happens
trap.
like that, it will keep complaining.
Wow.
You get. So I think that first of all, coaching, the national team has
The question
it's no longer as good. But I appreciated Gennaro for the fact that I looked at where it was coming from. Now,
What he
criticism of
did.
him was good. Like it was correct.
At
A
those
lot of the
points,
criticism was
yeah.
correct. Like, okay, the football is an eyesore. We
3-5-2.
We want to enjoy watching our
3-5-2.
No, but at some point we enjoyed Gunnar actually.
We actually
Yeah,
enjoy
Now
it.
Yeah,
I can remember the games against Brazil where we played friendly match.
Cameroon,
Yes.
that 4-0.
Yeah,
Yeah, now.
Cameroon. I think World Cup group where we had Algeria,
Yeah.
Cameroon. I forgotten the other third
That
country
group
there,
was hard.
and we wiped
Very,
those
very
guys.
Already.
And we
Yeah.
and one thing about him was that the fact that he qualified for every tournament
Every
with
tournament.
Every
games to
tournament.
spare.
And he got to semi-finals.
Semi
Of
that I think
AFCON.
is just only
Not a
And
bronze.
World Cup, he almost came out.
Yeah.
Of the group.
Little.
So like,
Very, very little.
if you are talking about targets, he was hitting every target.
Targets.
At least bare minimum. He was hitting them.
Just that we
So you
expected
had
that he should have
no
done
reason to
much
sack him
more.
at the time that you did. Like, it's almost like they needed an excuse and there was no excuse. They just did it anyway.
I felt that if we were going to sack it, cannot draw. Okay, probably the person you are going to bring in is someone of a higher caliber than him.
Because Nigeria always does that. In '98 we did it. 2002 we did it. 2010 we did it. Amadou qualified us for 2 of those World Cups.
World Cups.
He didn't get to go to the World Cup.
Yeah.
So that lack of people prepare for the World Cup for years. 4 years. 8 years. We
Sure.
want to bring a coach
2 months.
2 months to the World Cup and say, oh,
1 week.
Come on, magic.
I'm Jackie that gave France the 98 World Cup. He was assistant manager to Gerard Houllier in '93 for France.
They just brought him up. Straight up.
So
Yes.
as Houllier left,
Because he understood
qualify for the World
the
Cup.
philosophy,
He took over.
everything, and the players are
so he
much
planned for
more
that World Cup 5 years
before then.
before it happened. Then when he stepped down after that World Cup, he now went to the technical committee or whatever,
Yes.
and he was now grooming the next set of coaches. And also, Deschamps was his
It's
captain.
part of
So
them,
Deschamps
yeah.
started to pick up lessons about how to prepare for a World Cup from him. And that's why Deschamps is using the same template.
Tactics.
Exactly.
So, like, many years down the line, you are seeing a progress. Even Dominic that was hired later on, they first hired Santini, who was not in that
The setup,
range,
yes.
and Jackie was angry. It was like, we are doing this for a reason.
And that's something Nigeria is missing.
We're missing that. There has to be
The
like
administrative
The
point of view.
continuity, yeah.
continuity. So there's already a philosophy, continuity. So you, even when a coach is changed,
The philosophy continues.
continues, and so
The
there's
pattern
a plan
continues,
that
exactly.
is still in
Manchester United. We don't
no,
have
not,
that.
not even
place.
Manchester
So Nigeria
United.
don't have that. We don't have that.
No,
No,
I'm missing Man United because they have the same. Last
The same
time,
problems, yeah.
the last time Man U won the league, 2013. Last time Nigeria won the AFCON,
AFCON.
2013. So
What do
you
you want to
see,
say
the
about-
boat is this together.
Oh,
Now
oh.
speaking about the boat and all that. Now people that's in charge of riding the boat because
Exactly.
now by
Yeah.
pedaling this, you have to know the direction you're going into. Now if you have someone that's a lost shepherd, for instance, guarding
Yeah.
a ship, probably would get them to the wrong place
The
to
wrong
go and
place
stay now.
where wolves
So
might eat
Nigerians
them.
appointment of head of affairs and sporting department, probably minister of affairs, the NFF president, the NBBF president, whatever presidency, but people that are guarding sports in Nigeria, has there been a very, I call it, wrong
Have they been making
appointments?
good choices?
I don't think it's down to the appointments. Because at the end of the day, if there's something attached to a seat, you come with all the good intentions and you sit down on the seat. It's when you now sit down, you now
No,
realize that
no,
it's
There's something there.
wonder. And then you now start to react to it, and after a while, it sucks you into.
Before you know,
The
the time
system.
elapsed.
In place, the structure has to be good before the individuals matter. The structure always matters more than
The individuals.
Individuals can only do so much. If one person wants to do something and there's a general will against that thing the person wants to do, it can't do it.
If I, the president, I want to say that this is how
Implement
this is the
something.
pattern of grassroots football, and
There's
the
a
whole
limit to your
committee
powers. Yeah.
and the committee, okay,
They will
five to
frustrate your
one,
efforts.
Yes.
maybe one person will
You
just
get. But
support
that-
me
that
and
is not to
everybody.
say that the individuals themselves they can be exonerated from it because
No,
sometimes
because
the
okay, now
individuals
use the
themselves-
current minister of sports, and he's not saying he's a farmer. You understand?
Yeah.
This is not agriculture; it's sports. Yes, even though you say probably you sow seeds to germinate,
Yeah.
but then you want to have somebody
Someone that
that
has to
that has
That's
sporting
experience.
knowledge, sports knowledge
Yeah,
now to grow it.
Absolutely. You need people who understand what it takes.
But the thing is, I won't even be surprised at the end of his regime that he has a good amount of success.
It's possible. It's
Mm.
possible. First thing is the will to actually get things done. But also be able to. You have to be able to play politics too.
Okay.
That is, you need to get the buy-in of people who
No more
probably
than
be
you.
against you.
Exactly.
But you can get them on board because you know how to have conversations.
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
You know, it's
I think
trade-offs everywhere.
that's a great tactic. The law of buying in here.
Yeah.
I know something. I know that you know this thing more than me.
Yeah.
Ah, why don't I just tell you? Ah, we are together. Oh,
Yeah,
Yes.
you have the idea. I'll come and meet you at the back. Ah,
of
Mr.
course.
Man, I understand you. That thing that you said,
That's
very, very good
very
idea.
true.
How is it you do it? Yeah, show me. This is
Mm,
okay. I want to drop this idea.
yeah.
Yeah, can you speak? We did it together, so that you know you will not look
Not
like you
just
take the
from
glory.
taking-
Yes,
Exactly.
But
exactly.
sometimes some people care about that stuff.
It's a lot of
So you have
leadership.
to understand the people that you are dealing with and the different temperaments and all of that, and relate with them based on what you know. That's what they do in America. Is
Bro,
not
there's
perfect.
not exactly.
America is not perfect, and they have people that are working against them, like the leaders and everything. But at different points, the thing is, okay, come sit
They
down.
know.
We are working towards a common goal.
Yeah.
It's not about me. It's not
It's about
you.
the
It's about what
whole
we're trying to
country.
do and what we're trying to achieve. And look at the big picture. If this works out, for all of us will benefit. Everybody and the whole country self will benefit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because in this sector, so you
There's
like
something
make them
going
see the
in.
bigger picture and see how they are important to it. Like you are so vital
Yes.
to this thing being a success. We need you. Like there's a way you,
Yeah,
and that's where the politics comes in.
I
Yeah.
think the issue there about the Nigerian side is the selfish side.
Yeah,
Like-
people are human beings are selfish.
Normal.
You
Normal.
get?
But the idea
Our
of that we
selfishness
want
is
to
not special.
always want to be the one that
Born at the
bring
forefront of it.
yes,
Special.
exactly.
That's why laws exist. That's why structure is there. That's why institutions exist so that they can manage the human desire
Yeah.
to be certain things. They are greedy people in America.
They are greedy
in
people
UEFA.
everywhere. They are greedy people
Eh,
everywhere.
Sepp Blatter.
FIFA.
Ah,
Sepp Blatter himself.
I
Ndoshi.
remember.
But you see, okay,
2010.
for instance, look at the Qatar
Issue.
World Cup,
bid.
yes.
The World Cup bid. Everybody was greedy, but whose greed helped his people and whose greed didn't? Because Macron got his money
Yeah, he did.
Huge amount
for
of
life,
money. Huge
Yes.
amount.
but it didn't come at the expense of
His
His
country.
his country,
Yes.
I know.
development. They still got to, and he even made more money than the person that went to collect one-time fee.
Getting more
And said,
exposure.
everybody bye bye. He got more money, but he also got to help his
His
people.
people, yes, exactly.
You got your lump sum.
And that's also
You didn't help anybody. You didn't leave any legacy.
Nobody will even remember your
just
name
carry
at
the
that particular
money.
time.
You get. So at the end of the day, too, those things matter.
well. So since this discussion now, we talk about some wrong things that have been happening in Nigerian football. Like I said, continuity and all that and all that. But I think there's one particular aspect that I want to ask. Like, there's one particular thing that's definitely wrong because, like I said, from when you're building something, you start from the ground level upwards.
Yeah.
I think grassroots in Nigeria
Yeah.
is very poor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. The grassroots. People just say it. Grassroots. Every time, every
Some
now
don't
and then,
understand.
they want to do one thing. Grassroots. But when you now go into the grassroots and see the way these things are run,
Go to the field.
it's frustrating, and even when people are trying to do things that will
There are
help
some
everybody,
There's some
there are some
barriers that
technicalities,
Yes.
barriers, there's some professionalism and everything. I was a commentator for one grassroots thing like that. I don't have commentary experience like that. but I shall went to do
I see you
commentary.
now, Jim
Yeah,
Begley.
I
Jim
lost my
Begley.
voice at after.
it happen.
They had to give you cola nuts, but
Yeah.
I got to see how the whole thing was run.
Setting.
This was a national competition, and I was so upset.
Disappointing.
I was so upset because there was so much more that could have been done. There was even the documentation. First of all, we have that problem in Nigeria generally. Documentation. I was a commentator. I didn't have the names of
Team list.
anybody. So I was saying
Number
14
11.
for-
Number 11.
And the schools. their names were long.
Terrible.
I mean, the teams, their names were long. So I was, number 14 for January, February, March, FC. Gives us number 15 for January. Give me
Can be
names first.
tiring.
Who scored?
Who scored exactly?
I just
Who
know
is on the
number
bench? Who is
14.
the name of the coach?
Some things as simple as that. Before we now talk about the entire organization of the event, how it was done.
When did they start?
When did it start? I
The
saw
timing.
a lot of flaws. And I'm like, this is the problem. Like, if you cannot even get this right, how do you get anything right?
To the higher level.
You organize a competition like some of the competitions I've been part of organizing. We'll say, okay, these are the rules. In fact, there was one competition like that. I came up with like a communication guide
Okay.
for the teams. I wanted the teams to draw attention to themselves and get fans. So I created a communication guide for everybody. Like, take this thing, use it to guide your
Put it
social
out.
media work. I've given you enough expo. This will help you. And you're not just helping us, you're helping yourself. Because
So after
also
the
you
competition,
Yeah.
even
yes.
after we have left, you will still matter. Or it will still matter to you. And like half of them didn't use it. Yeah, social media was dormant.
Well, that's one good thing that Sport Lagos are doing right now. Because
Yeah.
when we saw
And I heard
was
that
it Super
everybody's
6,
doing
Super 8, we saw they and Remo Stars going at
Yeah,
each
the
other.
bands.
So that-
Those
and,
bands now
even
are
before
something
the
that,
Southwestern
you
debut
know,
happened, they
before the
already
league
And
even
they
started.
called it something. It's Southwestern debut.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what you call it. And they've, if in fact, Sporting have given themselves names, Noisy Lagosians.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that came from someone
So
telling
what-
they're making too much
exactly.
noise. Then now we're Noisy Lagosians. Like they own it. You can see how deliberate they are about what they're
And
doing.
we intentionally
Yes.
make noise
Fan
about
engagement,
it.
and you can see Remo as well.
It has to
what
be
they're doing.
people that love and care about the sports
And I've
now.
seen how everybody else is doing it. These people, they are not unicorns now. Arsenal and Co. They are just like you.
And we are not even there enjoying what the fans there are
Yes,
enjoying.
are enjoying.
This is Lagos. Lagos is the commercial capital of what, Africa?
Yeah.
Lagos is the one that is controlling slang.
I see they hot.
Huge economics.
Lagos is controlling slang in Africa. Slangs from Lagos are going everywhere. Slangs from Nigeria are going everywhere.
Ababola is trending.
You have to be able to tap into things like that. What matters to you? What's important to you? What's unique to you? Pretty
Well,
much. Yeah.
like I said about Sporting Lagos, that's positive now. We can't talk about negative, all negative for sporting for Nigerian sports now. But then we have some positive, like Sporting Lagos, for instance, are positive for us in the
And I like
MPFL
what
side.
Rangers are doing now.
Yes,
And
yeah.
Aimba as
They
well.
don't tell them. That's what we do.
So, but generally in sports, aside from football itself, basketball, tennis, athletics, we are seeing cricket, we're seeing rugby,
But you see the
teams.
Black
Stallions
Stallions.
we're talking about Toby.
Also.
Toby
When she seemingly broke the record
Yes.
in
2022.
Nigeria at first, the African record.
Oh.
And then the timer wasn't working.
Work. Oh, that was the issue because they didn't release a statement that the timer wasn't working. They like, oh, I think they had to
People that
go
were
back
there were
and
like,
check.
the timer, they didn't put it on. They didn't turn it on for the race or something like that.
And imagine
And she
cried.
broke it at that particular time.
You see people like Usain Bolt,
And it
they
was
show
even
their
lower.
progress on where they were lit in their own country,
Both
the
was,
timer and everything.
by the way, that's something that we need to emulate Jamaica for their athletics. The way nobody does it better.
I
Nobody.
think Nigeria's problem is the fact that, like I said before, we are always seeing marathon, and I ask in big occasions on the top stages, which Nigerians have you seen run marathon race? We should put our
Look, if it is 100,
investments
if it's
in
100 meter that we are
short
good at.
distances.
In Jamaica, from secondary school, you can be a celebrity as an athlete because that's their national sport: cricket, athletics, and sometimes football. But that's athletics, national. That's why Usain Bolt. Everybody in Jamaica saw him coming. We are the ones that didn't see him coming.
Exactly. Yes.
They don't make
Unless you
name
were
already.
following in depth. But from when he was 14, he ran the national stadium home crowd in Carifta Games. That's for the Caribbean, and everybody came to watch him.
So you already know what
Always
was
knew
was coming
like
up.
14.
Yes.
You get when he went to Olympics in 2004. He flopped, but he had that experience.
Yeah, I already
of-
got in
of
the
being
yeah.
there. You get, so it didn't just explode out of nowhere. There was
A
I
track
can tell
record.
you like 10 Jamaican athletes now that are probably 15, 16 that in the next 5 years, trust me, the female one,
Yes.
the female sprints, Jamaica is not going anywhere. I've seen like 10.
So no hope for Nigeria.
They're not going anywhere. They already have the next 10 that are coming through to take over from Shellyan, Elaine, Sherika. They are coming out. And that's because they have these meets.
There's a
that
structure.
The schools, they come out of schools. They have schools, a full school system that they run where, the athletes come, they run national championships. It's on YouTube. Like you can
Yes.
actually follow it on YouTube when it's happening live. When national championships, everything is covered. Under 15, under 17, under 19.
Wow.
They now do Caribbean championships for schools as well. So like
They already picked the child already from school already and it's growing there
that
already.
is what grassroots is all about.
That's what we're talking about.
That's what
You can't
grassroots
have
is all
grassroots
about.
without schools. You have to do schools because you can now track their development
Yeah.
when it's schools. And you have to take that seriously. You have to organize it well. You have to document.
I think you would argue that when you were in secondary school, there was this player that that Amo. If this one make, if there are a lot of players in my head, that I saw
Even in
then I'm
secondary
like,
school, yeah,
yeah,
true,
exactly.
true.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm like. If this guy
Do you know how many
make
people
am,
I
you be
I
like,
see now
this
that
guy
I knew
better
from
pass
secondary
me.
school and I'm like,
what could have been.
There's this guy that my school there, my set, they're not the same class with me. Polo, used to call him some. I think one is Paul, another one is I think Emeka Wago. I can't remember his full name.
Yeah.
But then these players are quite like Messi kind of height, short on the floor, and they are fantastic footballers. Now most of them are into medical practitioner, and I'm like,
Like how did
these
he get
guys
there?
would have,
One of
grown.
my best friend Bale is slim. He has this Di Maria kind of body. He uses both feet very, very well. He can play both wing and is. What are you studying? I can't say. What are you doing? We know that this is not
my
the
school
way.
That time, VGS, we're very big on basketball. Basketball was actually bigger than football.
Wow.
It's crazy. We used to play this Ivy League thing that we used to do and everything.
Wow.
The our male team, when they were playing, everywhere would be full. The whole school. When you come to our school to play us, you will suffer.
Yeah, you go use
Crowd,
noise finish
everything.
you.
Like everybody will come and watch. I played basketball. I was tiny, but I played basketball because that was the rave.
Yes.
You had to be playing basketball. At some time it was tennis. We had this guy in our team, Deji. God, Deji wasn't only good at basketball. He also had the charisma. He was a complete showman.
Wow.
It would just it would,
But
no,
then, but then where is he today now?
I have no idea. I've looked for him.
Well, I honestly do hope that Nigeria don't keep call it stunting people's growth and not see the shining star. The next Osimhen should probably grow up from somewhere. The next Tobi Amusa and all these players that we have lots of talents in Nigeria. We just hope that grassroots football, sports generally in Nigeria will start progressing because I think we have a whole lot
There are a
to
lot
offer.
in different
A whole
sports.
lot to offer. Yes,
You can't
definitely.
just do something 1 year.
And stop it.
Then you stop. Then you come back after 3 years.
No.
Exactly.
There has to be constant.
Now, the national youth games that happened earlier this year. No, the national youth games at
Sorry,
Delta
sorry.
Asaba.
This year.
At
Okay.
Asaba,
Okay.
where we heard about this news of
youngsters,
young people,
a young girl that played
golf,
golf. Yeah.
5-year-old playing golf. I was passing through the Ikoyi tennis court and I'm like, wow, okay, look at how this place is as he said like this now. Make I carry my picking, just come. Get this thing. See, this thing don't did already, but from this place now,
Yeah.
in the future, where would this lead her to? If we should just continue and just play that kind
I
of
went
thing.
for one girls under 15 tournament, football tournament that has been organized by this woman. I think Olisa Bakoba's daughter. Like I'm trying to remember if it's her. And the talents I saw there.
A whole lot.
They'll be like,
The girl
wow.
that won MVP. She was MVP. She was
Let's go
also
scorer.
Top scorer.
That girl is special. She's like 15 or 14. That girl
Wow.
is special. I'm just really hoping that like there's continuity for her. But like we need things like that. More
And
things like that.
Coverage.
And coverage.
Well,
Kangin Lee that plays in
Yeah,
PSG.
PSG.
Always
Yeah.
raving about him. You know that he did a TV show when he was 5, and that's where they saw that this guy can play ball. He was 5 years old. It's documented. Valencia signed him when he was like 10 or 11 because they got to know about that TV show, and they went to look for the boy, and then they carried him to Spain and his parents. And moved him to
Started
Spain,
grooming.
And he was in Valencia Academy from 11 till like 20 when he left.
I don't think so many Nigerian athletes or sports person can have documentaries of what
It's
were they
because there's
doing
no
when they were
coverage.
small.
There's no coverage
Yes.
because
Yeah,
even that national youth games, searching it on even X, I'm like,
And
I have to go and
why
look
I
at the
talk about
comments.
documentation. Now, you have gone to national youth games. Your journalists supposed to be there and everything. These things have to be
video
written about.
coverage.
Video coverage. We have to be
Now
able
we
to
suppose
watch
even
on
carry them
Yes.
for our head. They
See,
put them say
yeah.
something like
That's
this is
on
happening
YouTube, that's
in
on
Nigeria.
searchable on Google.
Yeah.
And what's going to be searchable on Google is what you have put on blogs, on websites. We have to be
On
able to-
Now
social
when
media,
people
yes.
when people hear about it and they have a track record that they can actually follow,
yeah.
that this is okay, this is what exactly is happening, because and these things, this coverage, I think some people don't know that this coverage that is given to any youth competition
Yeah.
gives people the opportunity to have integrity. Like I'm talking about age.
Yes. Yes.
If they know
Somebody
that
is
this
tracking.
one, you cannot tell
And that
me you
also
are.
helps. those.
I'm
those
also
are
using
when
style
that,
to talk
know,
to
it was
you.
Yes.
outside.
I was just starting to talk to you.
Those
You cannot tell me you're
outside.
not. You cannot
Well,
tell me you're not.
I do hope you enjoyed this episode and we have so
Yeah.
much more to offer you. Yeah, thank you very much, Cerebrone, for gracing the occasion. Even though you are lying about your age, I will call you out
Thank you,
someday.
namesake.
Yeah, well, remember to follow, like, and share on all our social media platforms.
Yeah.
On TikTok is at bettersports_podc. On Instagram is at bettersports_podcast. And on Twitter, or currently known as X, it's at bettersportspod. Until we come again next time, stay blessed.